Hello students, this is Mrs. Sonal Patil. In the previous class, we had begun the chapter Animal Kingdom, in which we have studied about basis of classification. Today, we will study classification of animals. Animal Kingdom is broadly classified into invertebrates and vertebrates, that is non-chordates and chordates. Non-chordates are further classified depending upon the level of organization. As we have studied in the last class, there are cellular level of organization, there is tissue level of organization, and there is organ and organ system level of organization. Phylum Porifera comes under cellular level of organization. Phylum Cnidaria exhibits tissue level of organization, and the other phylums like Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata exhibit organ and organ system level of organization respectively. Whereas vertebrates, that is chordates, are again classified into class Pisces, class Amphibia, class Reptilia, class Aves, class Mammalia, in which class Pisces is again subdivided into cartilaginous fish and bony fish, that is Chondrichthyes and Osteichthyes. So this is the classification or outline classification of animals or the animal kingdom, which is showing you the levels of organization and the level of organization it has been exhibiting there, and it is showing that it is describing about the body cavity or the coelom. It is defining about the symmetry, and these are the various phylums which are under animal kingdom. To begin first with phylum Porifera. Porifera is a phylum of sponges that have a diploblastic, porous, multicellular body with cellular organization, canal system, and sedentary habit. So, poriferans are nothing but these members of this phylum are commonly known as sponges. They are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. Asymmetrical in the sense, if you cut the organism in any plane passing through the center, you will not get two equal parts. So those are called as asymmetrical. These are primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organization. In the last class itself, we have studied what we mean by cellular level of organization, where the organism is multicellular but the cells are not organized into tissues here. So they're exhibiting cellular level of organization. Sponges have water transport or canal system, a very important character. Water enters through minute pores called as ostia in the body wall into a central cavity called spongocoel. So water is entering into the body cavity or the central cavity through the small pores called as ostia, and the cavity is called as spongocoel, from where it goes out through the osculum. So osculum is a larger opening from where the water goes out. This pathway of water transport is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange, and removal of waste. Choanocytes or collar cells line the spongocoel and the canals. Digestion is intracellular. The body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or spongin fibers. Sexes are not separate. That is, eggs and sperms are produced by the same individual. Hermaphrodite in the sense both male and the female reproductive systems are present in the same organism, so they are called as hermaphrodite. Sponges reproduce asexually by fragmentation and sexually by formation of gametes. Fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage. So larval stage is present during the development of the organism. Directly it is not developing into an adult. So larval stage is present, so it is called as development is indirect, which is morphologically distinct from the adult. So these are the general characters of phylum Porifera. Please remember, these characters will be asked for about 5 marks. Any phylum may be asked, so please be perfect with the characters. So remember the important characters here. They are marine, asymmetrical animals, exhibit cellular level of organization. They have water canal system. Then they are having small minute pores called as ostia. Central cavity is spongocoel, and water goes out through osculum, and this is nothing but it is helpful in food gathering, respiratory exchange and removal of waste. Very important, choanocytes or collar cells are present lining the spongocoel. Digestion is intracellular. Body is supported by a skeleton made up of spicules or the spongin fibers. So that is about the phylum Porifera. Examples for phylum Porifera are Cycon, Spongilla, Euspongia. I have not mentioned over here the examples, so please remember the examples are maybe Cycon, Euspongia, Spongilla, other examples. So here first diagram is shown of the Cycon. So here you can see spongocoel is the central cavity, okay, osculum, and there are small pores present called as ostium or the ostia. So that is about the phylum Porifera. Coming to the next phylum, phylum Coelenterata, or it is called as Cnidaria. Coelenterata or Cnidaria is a phylum of acoelomate diploplastic aquatic animals having incomplete digestive system and stinging cells. So they are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free swimming, radially symmetrical animals. Radially symmetrical in the sense, if you cut the organism in any plane, passing through the center will get 2 equal parts. So they are called as radially symmetrical. The name Cnidaria is derived from cnidoblast or cnidocytes. Very important character of coelenterates. They are having cnidoblast or cnidocytes, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocytes. Now these cnidoblasts are present on the tentacles and the body. Cnidoblasts are used for anchorage, defense and for the capture of prey. Cnidarians exhibit tissue level of organization. So here they are exhibiting tissue level of organization where the cells are grouped into tissues and are diploblastic, derived from 2 germ cells. 2 germ layers, sorry. They have a central gastrovascular cavity with a single opening, mouth on hypostome. So mouth is present on the hypostome and they have a central gastrovascular cavity being present. Digestion is extracellular or it is extracellular and intracellular. Some of the Cnidarians, example, corals have a skeleton composed of calcium carbonate. Cnidarians exhibit 2 basic body forms called polyp and medusa. The former, that is polyp, is sessile and cylindrical form like hydra, adamsia, etc. Whereas the later, that is medusa, is umbrella shaped and free swimming like aurelia and jellyfish. So Cnidarians are exhibiting 2 forms, polyp and medusa. So where polyp is cylindrical one and the medusa is umbrella shaped, which is free swimming, and polyp is sessile. Those Cnidarians which exhibit in both forms, that is nothing but they exhibit both polyps and medusa form, exhibit alternation of generation, that is called as metagenesis. That is, polyps produce medusae asexually and medusae form the polyps sexually. Examples are Physalia, Adamsia, which is called a sea anemone, Pennatula, Gorgonia, and Meandrina. So these are the examples for phylum Coelenterata. So please remember again the characters. So that was about the phylum Coelenterata. Here the diagram is shown of the Hydra having the mouth, tentacle. Okay, then gastrovascular cavity. It is reproducing by means of budding. And here they have shown about the cnidocytes. Okay, germ layers, gland cells. So that is about the phylum Coelenterata. Coming to the next phylum, phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophora, commonly known as sea walnuts, ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies. Ctenophora is a small phylum of marine diploblastic animals with tissue level of organization which lack stinging cells. These are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical diploblastic organism. Again, radially symmetrical means what? If you cut the organism in any plane, you'll get two equal parts passing through the center. Diploblastic means they are derived from the two germ layers. So they are called as diploblastic organisms. Thirdly, they exhibit tissue level of organization where the cells are grouped into tissues. Here, the body bears 8 external rows of ciliated comb plates which help in locomotion. So comb plates are helping in the locomotion here. Important character of Ctenophora. Digestion is both extracellular and intracellular. Very important character is bioluminescence. It is nothing but it is a property of living organism to emit light. Is well marked in ctenophores. So bioluminescence is an important character of Ctenophora. Sexes are not separate. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Fertilization is external with indirect development. Examples: Pleurobranchia and Ctenoplana. So these are the examples of phylum Ctenophora. So that was about the phylum Ctenophora. So please remember the important characters. They are marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic, exhibit tissue level of organization. They have comb plates, and very important character is bioluminescence. Properties been exhibited by ctenophorans. So those were the characters of phylum Ctenophora. Coming to the next phylum, phylum Platyhelminthes. Platyhelminthes are dorso-ventrally flattened, bilaterally symmetrical, acoelomate, triploblastic animals with incomplete digestive system. They are called as flatworms. So these are called as flatworms. These are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Endo means what? They live inside the body of the organism. So they are called as endoparasites, which are found in animals including human beings. Flatworms are bilaterally symmetrical in the sense you can cut the organism in only one plane and will get two equal parts. So it is called as bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, derived from two germ layers, and they are acoelomate animals with organ level of organization. Hooks and suckers are present in the parasitic forms. Some of them absorb nutrients from host directly through their body surface. Very important character, they have specialized cells called flame cells which help in osmoregulation and excretion. Sexes are not separate. Fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Examples: Tinea, tapeworm, that is called as tapeworm, and Fasciola, which is commonly called as liver fluke. So here the diagram of liver fluke is been shown, which is having a oral sucker, mouth, ventral sucker, excretory pore. So that is about the Platyhelminthes, which are commonly called as flat worms. They are mostly endoparasites, bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, acoelomate with organ level of organization. They have hooks And suckers, very important character, they have flame cells. So please particular characters of each phylum you remember, which may be again asked for 1 mark. So 1 mark, and the entire characters will be asked for 5 marks with examples. This is again example, that is planaria for the phylum Platyhelminthes. Coming to the next phylum, phylum Ascalminthus. Ascalminthus are commonly called as roundworms. Ascalminthus or Nemathelminthus is a phylum of unsegmented triploblastic pseudocoelomic cylindrical worms which are circular in cross section and are hence called as roundworms. Since they appear round in the cross section, they are called as roundworms. They may be free living, aquatic, and terrestrial, or parasitic in plants and animals. Roundworms have organ system level of body organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, triploblastic, and pseudo-coelomate. So they are exhibiting organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical means what? You can cut the organism in only one plane. Passing through the center will get two equal parts, and they are derived from 3 germ layers. So they are called as triploblastic, and they are pseudo-coelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate, that is, males and females are distinct. They are not present in the same organism. As earlier we have said, they are not hermaphrodites. Often females are longer than males. So here in the diagram, this is the female ascaris, this is the male. So you can see that the females are longer than the males. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct or it may be indirect. Examples are ascaris, that is called as roundworm, Wucheria, and Ancyclostoma. So remember here the important characters. The body of Ascalminthus is circular in cross section, and because of which they are called as roundworms. And they may be free living, they may be aquatic, they may be terrestrial or parasitic. They exhibit organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical, they are triploblastic, and they are pseudocoelomate animals. Alimentary canal is complete with a well-developed muscular pharynx. An excretory tube removes body waste from the body cavity through the excretory pore. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is internal and development may be direct, that is, young ones resemble the adult, or it is indirect. So those were the characters of phylum Ascalminthus. So today we will stop here, and in the next class we will begin with the few other phylums. Thank you.